Hello Bookish friends, welcome to my April TBR. Today I want to talk about the books that I plan to read in the month of April. In the month of April I have three buddy reads planned. The first one is the book that I started buddy reading in March with Kevvie, The Blind Assassin by Margaret, Atwood. This was the book that I chose to read for 2 months, but we decided to condense it to 5 weeks with Kevvie, and I will read most of The Blind Assassin in the month of April. I really like the beginning of this book and cannot wait to read the rest of the book. The second book that I'm planning to buddy read is the second book in a historical fiction series, which is The Angel's Game by Ruiz Zafon. I will buddy read this book with Nikki-Red Dot Reads. I love the buddy reading experience with Vicky, and I'm sure we will have lots to chat about this book. I read the first book, The Shadow of the Wind, many years ago, before I started BookTube, and I really enjoyed the mystical side of the book, as well as the depiction of Barcelona. And the last book that I will buddy read is also a second book in a historical fiction series, İnce Mehmet 2, the second book in the Mehmet My Hawk series. I will of course read the Turkish version, whereas Ros-Scallydandling about the books will read the English edition. We also buddy read the first book with Rose, and the book was phenomenal. Our buddy reading experience was wonderful, and I've had the best of time chatting with her about this book in a video collaboration that we made. We might do the same for this book as well. Therefore, like the other two books that I'm planning to buddy read, I am very excited that I will read this book in April. I'm also planning to read 3 books for my online social book clubs. The first book that I will read is Enduring Love by McEwan. I will read this book for Claire Reads book club, hosted by Dunn, Reads and Writes. I have previously read one book from McEwan, and I really enjoyed his writing style, and I'm very curious if it will be the same for this mystery book too. For Krista's Patreon book club, it is very probable that Dear Mrs. Bird by A.J. Pearce will be chosen for April pick. Really wanted to read this book because the promise of the book sounds wonderful, so I will definitely read this book, whether it gets chosen or not. Last book is the book for Christie Fest, which is hosted by Hungry Bookworm and Lil's Vintage World. The Agatha Christie book for April is Sparkling Cyanide. This is a standalone book. I have not read it before, and I've heard very good things about this mystery. So I am very excited for this book club pick too. I don't know if I should call this read-along a book club or not, but I'm also joining a series read-along that is hosted by Howe, the read-along of Molly Murphy Mysteries by Rhys Bowen. And in April we will read the third book, For the Love of Mike. I really enjoyed the first 2 books. I've fallen in love with the character of Molly Murphy, and I cannot wait to read her newest adventures. For my Books of Alfred Hitchcock project, I will read The Easy Virtue by Noël Coward. This book was adapted into a silent movie by Alfred Hitchcock. The books that I read so far have been really good books for this project. So I have high hopes for this book as well. For the booktuber recommendations, I have this glass, this tall glass full of booktuber names. I will choose a name of a booktuber and I will watch the 2021 best books video of that booktuber and choose a book from that video to read in the month of April. I will try to choose from the bottom to make it more appealing. And the name of the booktuber is Vicky's Book Nook. I will watch her best books of 2021 video and come back and tell about the book that I've chosen. I watched Vicky's video and I chose a book that was very popular in 2021 in BookTube, The House at Cerulean Sea by T.J. Klune. I've heard so many good things about this book, and I've heard that this book fills our heart with so many warm feelings, so I cannot wait to read this wonderful book. And it's time for the series cup. In March I started a lot of series, but since I didn't finish any series and my initial goal was to choose from 22 series, I will not put any of the series that I've started in the cup. I will choose a series from this cup and read the next book in the series, or the first book if it's a new series. Let's shake it, my favorite part of the draw. And the book that I will read in April is Richard Hannay series. This is a thriller series that was written in the beginning of 20th century. I read the first book, 39 Steps, and I cannot wait to read the next book because the first book was full of action, and I'm thinking that it will be the same for this book as well. In 2022, I'm doing Golden Girls Yearly Reading Challenge, and for this challenge we pick a book with a prompt for every month. For April, the prompt was to read a book about a friend group. The booktuber recommendation book that I've chose, which is The House at the Cerulean Sea by T.J. Klune, has a friend group as far as I know. And so I will use that book for Golden Girls Yearly Reading Challenge. In April, I will just join one readathon after joining many readathons in March. I just wanted to have a calm month. I will join a readathon that could have been created for me, which is book list backlist readathon. This readathon is hosted by two of my favorite booktubers, Sarah at Sarah's Nightstand and Lindsay at Lindsay's Little Library. This readathon will take place between the dates of April 11th and 17th, and in this 1 week period, even if I read one book during that week that was published before 2022, I will be joining the readathon. Since I have 0 books on my monthly TBR belonging to the year 2022, I will automatically join this readathon, but whichever book I read. But there are also some challenges, 5 challenges. I will link the challenges down below. If any of the books that I read in this week fits one challenge, I will use it for the challenge, but I really like the idea of participating in a readathon by just reading the books in my planned TBR. So I will not force myself to do any prompts. So those were all the books that I'm planning to read in the month of April. Please comment down below, have you read any of the books that I mentioned in this video? And what did you think of them? And if you're a new viewer, first of all, welcome. Please like and subscribe. Hope to see you very soon. Bye. For Turkish word of the day, I'm going to choose blind. Blind means kör in Turkish, and kör is our Turkish word of the day. Have a good day.